Sir C.A. Elliott, Lieutenant Governor, Bengal Presidency to British India, once stated that I do not hesitate to say that half of our agricultural population never know from year's end to year's end what it is to have their hunger fully satisfied. Today, let us discuss about occupational structure on the eve of independence. In this topic, let us discuss about meaning of the term occupational structure and what was the nature of occupational structure during British period. Are you ready? When we analyze occupational structure, we can see that occupational structure we mean it is the distribution of workforce among various sectors of the economy or a distribution of workforce across the sectors of the economy. So what is meant by distribution of workforce? It means that from the available population of the country, how much of the population is ready to do the job, ready to engage in any of the productive activity for their livelihood. So when we analyze the various sectors of the economy, as we know, there are three major sectors are there. One is primary sector, second one secondary sector, and third one tertiary sector. Once again, primary, secondary and tertiary sectors are the three different sectors of the economy. And in each sectors, how much of the population is engaged for the production of agricultural things, for the production of industrial matters and the service sector and all. In other terms, we can say primary sector we mean agriculture and allied activities. Industrial sector we mean manufacturing sector, production sector, producing sector. In other terms, tertiary sector we mean service sector. So, in other, primary means agriculture, secondary means manufacturing, tertiary means service sector. Okay, let us discuss one by one. What was the nature of this sector and sectorial distribution of the population during British period? Basically, we can see there are two features are there. When we analyze the nature of occupational structure during British period, we can see two different features or two features of the population we can see there. First one is the predominance of agricultural sector. And second thing is that growing regional variation. Okay, let us discuss one by one what is meant by predominance of agriculture. Predominance means that upper hand, majority, means it is clearly understood that from the British period itself, majority of the population they engaged in agriculture, or Britishers forced the people to engage in agriculture. Already we discussed in our previous agriculture on the eve of independence. You may remember that commercialization of agriculture means Britishers forced the Indian farmers to cultivate crops for their industrial matter. They forced the farmers. Means by forcing or voluntarily, most of the farmers, most of the population, they were engaged in agriculture during British period and after the British period, during independence, after the independence, till now also, most of the population, they are engaged in agriculture directly or indirectly. Understood? Okay, let's analyze as per the population census of 1951. Means first census of independent India. According to the census, around 72.7%, means 73% of the total population were engaged in agriculture. See, means that 73% means out of 100%, 73 remaining, 27 only remaining there for the two other sectors, industry as well as for the service sector. And in the agriculture sector, we mean livestock, fishing, forestry, plantation, agricultural labor. I mean almost all the agricultural allied activity, 73% of the population were engaged in agriculture. And moreover, we can say this agriculture was the principal source and is the principal source now also. Means most source of living for the majority of the population, agriculture. But in advanced countries, the dependence of the agriculture now it is very remarkable only, very less. In England, England and America, around 2% of the total population only depending agriculture. But in Japan, it is little improved. Situation is improved, but it is there 12%. But in Germany, it is only 4%. Means most of the developed countries of the world, they are only near to 10% or less than 10% only the dependence on agriculture. But in our country, as per the 2011 census, it is said that 48.9, nearly 50% of the total population were dependent agriculture. And that dependence still, it is coming down, but still we can say, projected estimates of 2019, it is saying that around 43% of the total population depending agriculture. So in 2021 census, of this forthcoming census, we can expect that nearly around 40% of the total population may be depending agriculture. Means the dependence on agriculture is tremendously coming down from the periods. It shows that people, they are leaving the agriculture and they are migrating to other sectors. That shows a developmental strategy of the nation. That is why only during British period, especially in Bengal region, that Lieutenant Governor, he observed that. That's why he said that I do not hesitate means I don't have any such feelings to say, no hesitation. There is nothing, I am ready to say that. That means the half of our agricultural population, they are still struggling years and means continuously prolonged situation of that one, they are still in starvation. Means they are in hunger. Means hunger strike means hunger fully satisfied means they are not able to satisfy their poverty nature. They are not able to fill their stomach with the sufficient food. That is the hunger situation. It is not how to their hunger to be fully satisfied means still the farmers, even if they are in the farmhouse engaged in productivity, agriculture sector and all, but they are not able to fill their stomach with what they produced. Means commercial crops what to do. So they are cultivating commercial crops and they are earning a little bit from the British people and they are spending for their family. So their hunger matter is still a question mark in front of that. That's why that humanitarian concept, he may have a little bit humanitarian touch. That's why this C.A. Eliot, he commented regarding the nature of the farmers during British period. Even if he was the Lieutenant Governor to British India. Anyway, situation was very pathetic. That's a summary we can say. Second sector is that secondary sector. When we analyze the primary, let us discuss a little bit regarding secondary sector. Secondary sector we mean mining and small scale production, large scale production, such a type of activity, building, etc. Included in secondary sector. We can call it as manufacturing sector also. So in this sector, around 10% of the total population only engaged during 1951, as per the census. 1951, around 10% of the total population only engaged in this industrial sector. Means 10% means nothing. Out of 100 people, we are taking 10 only. It's very tremendous, very poor situation regarding the economic industrial pattern. But when we compare the United States now at present, in 2011 census, it is projected that 23.5% of the population is were engaged in industrial sector in the year 2011. And the projected estimates of 2019, it is mentioned that 24.8 means 25, nearly 25% engaged. So means in 2021 census we can expect more than 25% of the population might be engaged in industrial sector. But when we analyze the developed countries of the world and the share of the population engaged in agriculture, in US, United States of America, 32% of the total population engaged in industrial sector, manufacturing sector. But in England it is more than America. 42% of the total population of England engaged in industrial sector. And in Germany, in Japan and all, Germany is not, I don't remember. In Japan and all, around 39% of the total population. Means industrially advanced countries, we can say like that. Is it? That is the situation of industrial matter in terms of the developed countries of the world. And when we are coming from industry to tertiary sector, the dependence of the people in tertiary sector also, it was better than industrial sector. Around 17.3% of the total population were engaged in tertiary sector. Tertiary sector we mean transport and communication, trade and commerce, and other sectors relating to the service sector of the economy. And contribution, there are 17% of the total population depended in this sector. Is it? And the projected estimate, census report of 2011, it says that 27.5% of the population depended in tertiary sector. And projected estimates of 2019, it is saying that 32%. See, 27 to 32 means it's increasing. So in this 2021 census, we can expect nearly 35% of the total population might have engaged in this tertiary sector. So total, when we are adding all these three, we should get 100%, is it? And in tertiary sector also, all the European countries are showing better results. Means majority of the population, they are engaged in service sector and all. In summary is that when we analyze the contribution of these sectors to the economic development, primary sector contributes less. More engaged, less contributed. Less engaged, more contributed. So actually, we have to connect this number of the people engaged in agriculture to the GDP. So it should be more. When we are engaging more contribution should come from the sector. But this agriculture sector is considered to be major principal source for the livelihood of the people. That's why the contribution is not coming to the GDP. Is it? So let us conclude that agriculture is the predominant sector in India still now. And because of the policies of this agriculture sector, most of the farmers, they are leaving that sector. And this new generation, they don't want this sector. Most of the generation, they want to migrate to either to service sector or to industrial sector. Is it? That is the first point. Hope you understood the point. Second point is that growing regional variation. What is meant by regional variation? So when we analyze the development of the sectors, development of the regions of British India, we can see that certain regions were advanced too much. Even in industrial sector also, agriculture also. But certain sectors are there, certain regions were totally backward. There is no such development. So we can say an unbalanced growth situation. We cannot say the balanced. Certain regions, totally three presidencies were there, Madras presidency, Bombay presidency and Bengal presidency. When we analyze the development of these sectors, Madras presidency and Bengal presidency showed much advancement in certain sector, while some other other sectors also showed. So when we are analyzing this matter a little more closely, we can say that certain states, now we can say states, that time that region, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, Karnataka, Maharashtra and West Bengal, the southern part of this area, mostly they were leaving the sector. Means the dependence on agriculture declined. Is it? While as against Odisha, Rajasthan, Punjab and all the agricultural, the dependence on agriculture increased during British period. Means that sector and the lieutenant governors might have showed much more emphasis for the production of the commodities there, considering the soil nature or anything else. Is it? And totally we can say that the secondary sector and tertiary sector is in the infant stages of development in our country now. That time also, now also. And it is showing a disappointing picture of India's economic development. So, as per the new census from our new census commissioner, who is the new census commissioner now? Registrar of Birth and Census Commissioner, RGC, Census Commissioner of RGCCI, Vivek Joshi. And in 2011, it was Chandramouli, was the Census Commissioner and Registrar General of India, Chandramouli, and now it is Vivek Joshi. Anyway, we are expecting a good population census, hope so, in 2021. As per that, we can see that the dependence of agriculture might be reduced and the dependence for the tertiary sector as well as the industrial sector might have increased. And the future of the country is existing basically in the development of these all three sectors. not only one sector. All these three sectors are interrelated each other. Means they are depending each other. Agriculture sector depending industrial sector and tertiary sector. The secondary sector depends both sectors, primary as well as tertiary, for the communication and all. Tertiary sector depends both the sectors, because one sector it cannot exist as it is dependently. They have to interdependent each other for the better result. Hope you enjoyed the class. Tomorrow I'll come with a new topic from Indian economic development. Thank you for watching my class.